Hello and welcome to Exceed Learning. In this video, we're going to show you how we can check if a product or product sales falls inside of a promotion period. What does that mean? That means that, for instance, we want to check if this ABC brand, which was sold on date 22nd of May, had any kind of promotion happening at the time of the sales. So we have a sales table and then we have a promotion table in which for each brand we have a promotion, and then we also have a date from and date until, so the period in which the promotion occurred. And we want to check if this period and this brand falls inside of this range. So let's go to the Power Query and let's see how this can be done. So first, okay, we don't need this one. This is our fact sales table. First we want to add a new column, and let's call it a custom column, and let's give it a name, promotion. And for this part, of the task, we'll just add promotions table. So this table as a nested table for each row of this outer table. After we confirm this, we receive a table, the same table for each row of the fact sales table. Now let's observe the formula bar. What we can see is that table add columns is an iterative function, which means that it creates a sort of a row context, and for each row, of this table, it is adding promotions table. And now if we click on any of these cells, we can see in the bottom part that this is a nested table, and the nested table has the structure of the promotions table. Now what we want to do, we want to iterate over the nested table and first check if the brand of the nested iteration equals to the brand of the outer environment, and also if the date of the outer environment is in the range of date from and date until. So we want to filter out rows from the inner table, or we want to select rows that evaluate to true. Which function we will use? We will use table.select rows. And table select rows uses table as table and then condition as function. What does that mean? That means that we have to do another each. So this is an inner each, and for that, and in that each, we need to provide conditions. Now let's try the usual way we would try to do this, and let's try it with brand. So we would want to say that inner brand equals to the outer brand. Okay, we have no further knowledge of these environments and the iterators, so we would want to try something like this. After we confirm, nothing really happens. Why? Because this brand equals this brand, it's always referencing the inner iteration brand. How can we acknowledge this more obviously? We can remove the syntax of the each keyword. So each keyword is a syntax. It is actually written as a function invoke with the underscore symbol. So this means that for each row of this table, there is a function invoke which is holding this underscore, and underscore is holding the record of the current row of the iteration. And the same thing happens in the inner iteration. So it also has the same underscore function invoke, and the same thing goes inside of the iteration. And also this brand without the sugar syntax should be written like this. So this means that this underscore of the inner iteration, so actually the record of each row, is being pushed to the function, and then it says that for each of these records it wants to evaluate if the brand equals brand. So for each row it will say that this equals this, this equals this, and for all the other rows. What we want to achieve is that to check if this value equals to this value for the first row of the outer iteration, and then for the next row it wants to check if this value equals this value. But if you have an understanding of the environments, the thing is that always the inner environment has precedence. So in case you wish to access the other environment and you write the formula in this way or with the each syntax, it will always reference the inner environment even though you have the same column name in outer environment because of the precedence. What can we do to change this? We can give a custom different name for the outer function invoke or for the outer record invoke. So instead of this underscore for the outer function invoke, we can add a different name for that variable. So let's call this an f variable, like fact sales. And at the moment, nothing really happens. This is still the same. But now we can change this part of the function or this part of the formula to address the outer environment, the f environment, or the record of the outer iteration. And now after we confirm, if we choose different tables, we can see that they are filtered based on the rule that inner brand name has to be the same as the outer environment name. Now, following the same procedure, we can add also the values or rules for the other two evaluations, and those are that fDate, meaning that we want to access the outer environment date, needs to be above or equal to underscore, which means the inner iteration, and date from is the column name of the inner iteration. And also we want to do another one, that fDate has to be less or equal to the inner underscore record iteration, date until column name. We made some mistake. Let me check this one. Oh, sorry, I forgot to include end. Yeah. Okay. And now after we include the end, we can see that now only the promotions that resonate with the same brand name and also which date falls in between the date range of date from and date until will be properly filtered. And if we expand this table and choose only to show promotions, we will see that now the promotions are correctly linked to the outer environment based on the filtering of the inner environment iteration. This is how you can introduce something like earlier in DAX, if you're familiar with the DAX earlier function, or with DAX nested environments, then this is the same approach with the M. Hope you like this video. If you have any questions, comments, please post them down below. If you like the video, hit like, subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.